US versus Europe. Why America got richer. If you compare the United States and Europe today, something interesting stands out. Both are developed. Both are wealthy. Both have advanced economies. But the United States is still richer. Higher incomes, larger economy, more global influence. So the question is simple. Why did America get richer than Europe? Because it wasn't always like this. In fact, for a long time, Europe was ahead. For centuries, Europe dominated the global economy. The largest empires, the biggest trade networks, the most powerful nations, while America was still developing. So what changed? Let's go back to the early 20th century. Before World War I, Europe was the center of global power. Countries like the United Kingdom, Germany, and France led the world. But then everything changed. World War I devastated Europe. Millions of people died. Infrastructure was destroyed. Economies collapsed. And just as Europe was trying to recover, World War II happened. Another massive destruction. Entire cities destroyed. Industries wiped out. Resources drained. Meanwhile, the United States was in a completely different position. The war did not take place on American soil. Its factories remained intact. Its infrastructure was untouched. And during the war, American industry expanded massively. The U.S. became the world's manufacturing powerhouse, producing weapons, vehicles, equipment, and supplies. By the end of World War II, the U.S. economy was booming, while Europe was rebuilding from ruins. This created a massive gap, and that gap mattered because starting ahead makes it easier to stay ahead. After the war, the U.S. also played a major role in rebuilding Europe. Through the Marshall Plan, billions of dollars were sent to European countries. This helped Europe recover faster, but it also reinforced America's economic leadership. The U.S. became the center of global finance. The U.S. dollar became the dominant currency. And global trade started to revolve around America, but that's just one part of the story. Another key difference is the structure of the economy. The United States developed a highly dynamic, flexible economy. It encouraged entrepreneurship. It rewarded risk-taking. New companies could grow quickly. Innovation was constant. Meanwhile, many European economies were more regulated, more cautious, more focused on stability. That created a different balance. Europe prioritized security. America prioritized growth. And over time, that difference compounded. Another major factor is the labor market. The U.S. has a more flexible labor system. Hiring and firing is easier. Workers move more frequently. This allows companies to adapt quickly. In Europe, labor markets are often more protective. Job security is stronger. Benefits are higher. But flexibility is lower, so companies adjust more slowly. And that can affect growth. Another important factor is technology. The United States became the global leader in innovation. Silicon Valley, major tech companies, continuous investment in research and development. This created new industries, new opportunities, and massive wealth. Europe also innovates, but not at the same scale. The biggest global tech giants are mostly American, and that matters because technology drives modern economic growth. Another difference is capital markets. The U.S. has deep and efficient financial markets. Access to capital is easier. Startups can raise funding. Businesses can scale quickly. Investors are more willing to take risks. In Europe, financial systems are often more bank-based, less focused on high-risk investment, so innovation can grow more slowly. Another factor is demographics. The United States has had stronger population growth, more immigration, a younger workforce. This supports economic expansion. Many European countries face aging populations, lower birth rates, slower population growth, which creates long-term challenges. Another important difference is culture. In the US, there is a strong culture of ambition. Risk taking is encouraged. Failure is often seen as part of success. In many European countries, there is more emphasis on stability, more caution, less risk taking, and that influences economic behavior. Now let's talk about income. On average, Americans earn more than Europeans, but there's a trade off. In many European countries, people work fewer hours. They have more vacation, stronger social safety nets. Healthcare is often public. Education is more affordable. So while income is lower, quality of life can still be high. This is an important point because richer doesn't always mean better. It depends on what you value: income, stability, work life balance, security. Different systems prioritize different outcomes. But in pure economic terms, the US is ahead. And that comes from a combination of factors: history, war, innovation, markets, culture, policy, all working together over time. And once a country builds momentum, it becomes easier to maintain because success builds on success. Stronger economy, more investment, more innovation, more growth. So why did America get richer than Europe? Not because of one single reason, but because of a series of advantages, combined with a system that prioritized growth, and that created the gap we see today. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing for more content about economics, money, and how the world works. And let me know in the comments. Would you choose higher income or better quality of life?